I would love to share Urban Dictionary's definition of what a Karen is. The stereotypical name associated with obnoxious, rude, and insufferable middle-aged white woman. Karens take up everything wrong with a typical over-entitled West woman and crank it up by several thousand%. They are mutated subspecies that descends from the soccer mum and have many of their traits, such as a short temper, a crown bowl haircut, and an unnecessarily large SUV to take her kids to soccer practice and be a menace on the road, etc., etc. But Karens have developed their own antics and personal characteristics that are not limited, but also do include these few that I personally enjoyed reading. Reveling in making the life of retail workers a living hell by constantly making a scene over nothing and demanding to speak with the manager, which is a near universal battle cry amongst the Karen. Treating the drive-through line like a scene of Mad Max film by cutting in line and honking at anyone who tries to get in. Even willing to dent others' cars to save 45 seconds to get her $1 McMuffin. Karens in this situation may or may not have asked to speak with the drive-through workers manager and or threatened to sue the drivers of the car she just rammed. Karens are also known to being part of the anti-vax crowd and relying on essential oils for the health of their children because of a Facebook post she saw. So according to Urban Dictionary, that is what a Karen is. And I don't know about you guys, but I would agree with that definition. So it got me thinking. I've encountered many a Karens in my life, mostly with the job I have. And then I also thought, you know, young adult literature, littered with Karens. There's so many of them. So many. And the great thing about those Karens in YA literature is that we can yell back at them without the fear of having consequences like losing our jobs because, you know, they don't exist. So I thought I would go through and pick out just a couple of the Karens that I've noticed that tend to circulate the YA genre. These are not the be-all and end-alls of the YA Karens. These are just a few that popped into my head. Warning, there will be spoilers, so if I mention a book character or a book series you haven't read, fast forward baby, because I am not going to be held responsible if you get spoiled for something. That is on you. Be accountable for your actions. So the first Karen that comes to mind is the original Karen, the OG herself, who sported the original bowl cut, Dolores Umbridge. Do I even need to explain this one, like why she is a Karen? Like, it is widely accepted and discussed that she is the most hated character in this series. Like, everyone agrees, we hate her more than Voldemort. And Voldemort committed mass genocide. Wow. Umbridge spent a majority of the Order of the Phoenix running around saying the Dark Lord's not back. When we knew he was. We been you. And then she created the fucking Snitch Squad, the Inquisitorial Squad with Malfoy. And then that, to me, that's like basically the equivalent of like a Karen running an anti-vaxxer like Facebook page where they share shitty minion memes, you know? Dolores Umbridge, the OG Karen. That's all there is to it. The next Karen I could think of, or Karens I should say, are the mortal queens from A Court of Mist and Fury. Oh my god, these bitches. The amount of unnecessary obstacles they created in this book and this entire series were astronomical. The things they did because they're like, that's just like not convenient for us. So it's a no from me. Ugh. They just exude Karen energy, you know? Like, Karens just love creating inconveniences at the expense of others. And I don't know about you, that is literally what these bitches did this entire series. Like, them siding with the King of Hybern and then betraying the Court of Dreams, to me, it's just like, it's like when you throw a retail worker under the bus that's been sweating and slaving away from you, and then they just spin around and is like, I want to speak to the manager. But then Feyre infiltrating the Spring Court was kind of the equivalent of her spinning around being like, I am the manager, bitch. Karens. The third Karen I want to discuss is Locke from A Cruel Prince. Now, I just know Locke has a Bath and Body Works collection that he has in his house, and he yells at his kids if they open to smell them because they're collector's items, and we do not open Bath and Body Works candles that are collector's items. I just know homie would drive all the way from Oshkosh to Hamilton to try and find his collector's candle, and when he can't find it, he goes onto YouTube, makes a video about Jen from Appleton and how she better watch her back about her poor customer service. Anyone remember that video? Or is that slightly too niche? Anyway, in my personal opinion, Locke's just main goal in life is to be a shit stirrer. Locke plays both Jude and Taryn and against each other, and not only as that small dick energy, but his Karen energy overtakes the small dick energy because his literally main purpose is to create drama, and that's the only reason why he hangs around Jude, so he can just be a shit stirrer. Just the way he manipulates everyone makes him a Karen in my eyes. How he manipulates like Taryn into marriage, and then how he's the master of rebels, and then he just goes out of his way to create shit and drama amongst everyone. A Karen? I think yes. Like, to me, that kind of behavior of just living for drama and making drama out of nothing is a Karen behavior. Next up, I have Josiah Whalen from the Infernal Devices, particularly Clockwork Princess. Jesus, this guy is an asshole. He is so proud and power hungry, and he just gets so anxious and in his own head when Charlotte's reputation starts growing that he literally goes out of his way to do everything to bring her down in, you know, a diplomatic way, but he still goes about trying to ruin her. He gives the London Institute the most impossible task, like trying to find Mortimer in like 2 weeks. I think not, with no resources either. And then he goes to extraordinary lengths to maintain his power, not limited, but including blackmailing the Lightwoods. And then he just ignores Charlotte's plea for help in Clockwork Princess when she's like, yeah, we found him. Can we have some backup? And he's just like, no, you cannot. Basically because he's just a proud asshole. And then he gets beheaded by an alderman. So like, you fucking flamingo, you reap what you sow. I just feel it in my bones that Josiah Wayland would be today driving around in a 2008 Volvo, rocking a John and Kate +8 haircut, and being a less than positive representation of the baby boomer generation that's main goal in life is just to shit all over Gen Z and just make them himself look like a complete tosser, basically. He would just be the kind of baby boomer who just goes around saying, back in my day or my generation would never act like this. And I'm just like, bitch, do you know what your generation gave us? Crippling debt and accelerated climate change. And the last Karen I want to just bring to our attention today is Caius from the Twilight Saga. So Caius is in the Volturi, and he's kind of really rocking like a Karen haircut. So like, you gotta give him that. He's committed to the identity, right? But Caius is such a fucking narc. Like, there are so many times we see him interact with the Cullens where like the interaction or the situation could have been fine. It could have been fine. It really could have been fine. And the interaction itself, it could have been minor, but no, it's not. Do you know why? Because Caius is an asshole and lives to make shit, and shit always hits the fan when he opens his mouth. Like, we always see Caius just like happy to abuse his power and make others feel small. Karen energy. And shit, does this guy just like start some arguments? Like, Caius, read the room. He also hates like the vegetarian, the lifestyle the Cullens have, and werewolves, which I kind of think like translates to like racism and hating the planet. But that's just a hot take on my opinion. I just know, like I know it, I feel it in my mind, body and soul, that I just know that if Caius was in our society today, he would get all his news information from a mommy and me pyramid scheme influencer. That is what his mentality is to me. Am I wrong? Anyway, there we go. Those are just only a few Karens that just popped into the old noggin. I know there are so many more, and I would love to take apart the Karens of the YA world another time. I would love to give some honorable mentions to a few other Karens that really didn't need much of a description because they just speak for themselves. Those honorable mentions of course, King of Highburn, Tamlin, and pretty much anyone from the Autumn Court from the ACOTAR series. Anyway, that's that. Those are the Karens I could think of today. Tell me what you think some YA Karens are, or just any literary Karen you can think of. If you would like to see another video like this, do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Ooh. Anyway, all my links are down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.